also known as the Three Amigos. This weekend's race is going to be Marco's 100th IndyCar Series start. Marco, it's a new season, new car, new engine, and some new teammates. So talk about the fresh start heading into this year.
Just a new teammate we got to get used to. Other than that, the new car's been pretty similar. The biggest thing with the new car has been the engine, in my opinion. The thing still has 4 wheels, so it handles similar to the old one. A lot of the things that worked on the old car is working now. But with the engine, it's been fun working with Chevy and the engineers to kind of tune it to your style. Other than that, it's still a race car.
Thank you. Ryan, saw an image of you on the IndyCar website. Picture the three of you guys, the Three Amigos. Just talk about the chemistry among your teammates this new season and with Hinch on board as well.
Yeah, we're getting along great. I mean, we've been working really hard on moving Andretti Autosports forward these last few years, and you know, with the camaraderie that we have now, and it's just easy. You know, we communicate well together. It's an open platform, and hopefully now we need to just turn that into results. So that's the hard part, but we're certainly working hard at it. And the greatest part is when we get done with our first practice here, we're all gonna really just share what we learned and hopefully move forward 3 times as fast. So that's the plan.
Thanks. And Hinch, you missed this race last year, so this will be your first IndyCar Series start here. So talk about what you're excited about making your debut this weekend.
Yeah, obviously, you know, a year ago I was sitting on the sideline, so it's quite cool to see how a year can change things. And now in a great situation here at Andretti Autosports and GoDaddy.com. And this is one of my favorite events. You know, it's the greatest place for us to start the season. It's just got such a cool atmosphere. It's a cool track, and you know, now we're coming into the season with these new cars, these new engines, a whole lot of unknowns, and it's just all very exciting. So you know, for me, it's new car, new engine, new track, new team, new teammates. So I almost feel like a rookie all over again. But we're just all, you know, it's been a long off season, a lot of testing, a lot of development. And now we're all just really happy to be here and finally get to racing and get on track.
And also, we've heard some rumblings of a new GoDaddy campaign. So what can you clue us in on that?
Well, you know, if you go on GoDaddy.com, there's this very nice, lovely, beautiful picture of Miss Patrick, and it's been up there for quite a while. And you know, I mean, I'm not saying I deserve to be up there, but I thought maybe, you know, it's with a new driver on board with GoDaddy, it might be cool to sort of mix it up a little bit. So we're starting this campaign. It's called Hinch for the Homepage. So there's going to be some campaigning. There's going to be some buttons, maybe some videos approved by the mayor of Hinchtown, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be campaigning over the season, Hinch for the Homepage. So your support is very much appreciated in that regard.
Campaign starts now. Open up for questions. We only have 1 mic, so use your outside voices when asking.
Yeah, Dean McNulty from Toronto Sun Hinch. Just along that vein, 2 of your fellow drivers this week, Will Power and Briscoe, nominated you as the new sex symbol for IndyCar. Any comment?
It causes me great concern, Dean, that Will and Ryan nominated me as the new sexiest driver in IndyCar. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. I might have to have a talking to with those boys. I'm flattered, I guess, but it's also very, very concerning.
Go ahead.
Fabio from Brazil. I would like to ask you about how you see the arrival of Luis Barrichello and the importance of IndyCar the category for the IndyCar.
Who's the question for?
From Brazil. The question for the president.
Yes, sir. The question was about Ruben's arrival and how it's going to impact the series in Brazil.
I think not only in Brazil, I think everywhere. I mean, he has a huge following, obviously mainly from Brazil, but no, I think it's exactly what we need. We just need more followers to, you know, more eyes on us, and you know, Rubens will be able to do that. He's a very talented driver, so for us, he's just more of a pain in the butt. But you know, I think if we can learn how to beat him, we'll be looking good.
Go ahead, Jen.
I don't have a loud voice. Jen Pryor, AP. I apologize if I have no idea what I'm talking about, but is there some concern with some of the curves on the course?
Is there some concerns with some of the curves in the course?
The only concern is that in the past here we've been able to run over them. They were still pretty big, but they were designed in a way that we could hit them, and we'd have to set up the car to get over them. But that would open up the corner and thus make it faster through the corner for us. But now we have to drive around them since they're so aggressive. Our concern is that it's going to lower cornering speeds a little bit. We need these things to look as fast as possible on TV, and now we may have to tiptoe around them, and we'll see. We have yet to get on track, so that's our concern so far.
Which particular corners?
Yeah, all the ones where we hit the curbs last year, which is 4, 9. Sorry, I'll go in order here. So it was 2, 4, and 9.
Around there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they added one in the middle of the fast chicane at 12, which we'll see what that does, but we didn't get over that one last year, I don't think.
Anybody else? Jenna again?
For Brian and Marco, as long as you guys have been in the series, is this the season most unknowns you had going into a year?
It's definitely the most unknowns. We have no idea really. It's exciting in a way because everyone's a contender and everyone's got a chance at making their mark early in the season. At the same time, you could be having a great weekend doing everything you're asked to do, and things can fall through for you on a reliability standpoint. Chevy and Ilmore have done an amazing job with these engines in such a short amount of time, but it is a short amount of time, and there's so many moving parts, so many variables involved in making these things go fast that it would almost be expected for there to be reliability issues. We're just trying so many different things, so yeah, it's nerve-wracking to say the least.
Marco?
Thank you for the insight, Marco.
Just to clarify the curbs thing, Ryan, is that the car, or is that the curbs have been raised up?
Yeah, the curbs have actually been raised up. So it was individual blocks, we call them like bricks. They were like individual loaves of bread almost placed out there. And we could get over those. And it would be pretty rough, but we get over them. And it looks pretty cool on TV and it's faster, but now it's more of an aggressive step up and a tabletop. Granted, we still have to go out there and try it. We haven't been out yet, but we have that concern.
Marco, how about you? You also have a new race director, slightly different rules, got to be combative towards the end of last year. How do you expect it to go here from a rules standpoint and a driving style standpoint?
What's the rules? What?
Rules on passing, etc. I know those are slightly different for this year. Are you expecting everybody to find their manners?
Well, I mean, we're race car drivers. We don't want anybody to pass us, so I think it can be a little tricky. But I was definitely on board with the rule change for blocking because they still don't allow blocking, you know. And blocking is different from defending. I don't care what anybody says. There is an art to defending. You know, if you're the leader, you should be able to. If you want to come off the corner a little shallow, yeah, okay. Now you have to drive down the straightaway. You know, wherever you came off the corner. Now you have to enter the next corner. You know, at a bit of a handicap. So the guy behind actually has it better because now he can set you up for the next corner. So there's definitely an art. I mean, my argument was, well, you know, there's going to be no passing on street circuits. I argue the opposite because if somebody's blocking me into turn 1 at Toronto, that's perfect for me because now I can get him down the back straightaway. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to come off as quick on the next corner. So there's definitely an art to it.
Marco, if you could address a little bit, when you first came into the series, of course, it was toward the end of the split here. Can you talk about the level of driving talent, the level of competition now in the series as opposed to started?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best it's been. He's talking about the competition, just well, from the drivers and the teams. 2006, a good example. I could be 2/10 off and still be in the top 6. Now you're not making the top 6. You're probably 16th. You know what I mean? I mean it's crazy, and it's all about that last 2/10. You know, any driver can find that big step in speed, but it's about finding that last little bit. and that last little bit is very detrimental today. So, you know, I think this day and age just puts an emphasis on pulling everything out of what you have.
You're right.
Mitch, I was down with you last year when Scott phoned, and I think you got the phone call that you were going to Barber. Okay, you were about 10 feet in the air. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster year. You won Rookie of the Year on a very cloudy, dark day. You scored. Christmas night, you got fired. There's all that behind you now. How are you going to go ahead?
I don't know how I'm ever going to get used to these two sitting beside me. Yeah, no, you're right. It has been a very up and down sort of 12 months, but I think it's been a character building 12 months, and I certainly learned more in the last year than probably the last 15 years of my race career combined. So the big thing for me now is to take the experiences that I learned last year, you know, both good and bad, and really apply them to this new situation. I feel very fortunate that I was able to get that one season with the old car under my belt before being put into this, you know, position with a new car, new engine, new team, because it just it got me up to speed with this level of competition, with, you know, the length of the races, things like fuel strategy, saving fuel, you know, managing tires, and now I feel much more prepared heading into, again, a season with more unknowns than we've had for a long time than I think I would have if I was heading into my first season of IndyCar. So a tough year in some ways, a good year in some ways, but just more than anything, it was a great learning experience.
Kurt, how much confidence do any of you guys have about contact side to side? The bodywork going to hold up? Do you have any sense for that yet?
We'll let you know in turn one.
Jeff,
I don't want to add anything. I'm worried.
Jeff, welcome to Association.com. I mean, obviously it's a very emotional weekend for everybody here. As drivers, how do you guys balance going out and focusing on the job that you have to do, and then honoring the fans that at the same time with all this fighting going on in street races and things like that? Whoever wants to do it.
He's asking about, you know, Dan, and well, we're all going to be driving with heavy hearts, you know. The way we go forward was the question, and I think we just have to look at Dan, and Dan was a competitor, and so we'll show up and we'll compete just like he would have, and just like he would want us to. So I mean, that's what we're going to do, is just carry on with our job, and just think of how competitive Dan was, and just think that he'd just be laughing at us if we were sobbing. So we just have to carry on with what we're doing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jim Tomlin, Tampa Bay Times. James, last time you were here, of course, or last time you raced here, of course, was in Indy Lights for a few years. Does the information that you've built up in that time and in those cars translate to today, or is the difference in horsepower and the difference in performance so much that your sort of old mental lab of this place is kind of out the window?
Yeah, no, I still think that my experience here in Indy Lights serves a purpose, and will certainly give me a little bit of a basis for when we go out there. I mean, obviously the car changes, but when you have track knowledge, you know you're in a different car, you know sort of what to expect from the car, and you can take the different parts of the track that you know, and you sort of know roughly what's going to happen. The biggest difference now is actually the changes to the track or the changes to the car. What we were talking about with the curves earlier, I think that's actually going to have more an effect on, you know, my previous experience here in Indy Lights than actually the difference in the car.
That maker came to James, you've obviously got a great sense of humor. Does that help you at all as a driver, on track or off track stuff?
Sense of humor? I don't think. No, it's weird. It's not. I mean, it's not something I do consciously. Really, I mean, the weird, stupid stuff that you see on Hinchtown, it really is what I like. I mean, these two can attest that I'm just as big a dork in real life. and yeah, it's sort of just who I am. And I guess the difference is, you know, when the visor goes down, that changes. You know, I don't take myself too seriously off track, but I take what I do on track very seriously. And you know, the tone changes, the attitude changes. It really is sort of a different person in the car, because I know that what we're doing is very serious business.
Last couple questions before the drivers have to go. Jeff?
Ryan, you're not an old guy, but in some respects you're a veteran.
He's kind of old.
And maybe the leader now of your team. Do you look at that role that way?
I'm just like a camp counselor, you know. These two over here holding their marshmallows over the fire a little too long. Right?
Pretty much.
Staring straight. Anyway, yeah, I'm you know, I've been around longer than these guys, but no, I think Marco and I have been in the series the same amount of time, and you know, I'm just extremely lucky and blessed to be in IndyCar for as many years as I have been. But no, I don't see it in any way as team leader or the veteran or anything like that. I mean, but between us, we have a lot of experience, and we're all kind of pulling the weight in the same direction. So that's pretty much my bottom line.
Last one, anybody?
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you.